We are just 2 days away from the Eagles kicking off the preseason. We'll talk about that in a few training camp updates. But most importantly, we just got our first release of the depth chart. We'll react to it, break it down, and more. What is going on, everybody? Welcome into A to Z Philly, your #1 home for Eagles coverage. Hit the like button if you are supporting the Birds. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. Don't miss any of the shows. Today we are back, and let me tell you something, man. The media is making a huge hype out of the Eagles-Ravens game. Why? Because the Ravens have won 23 preseason games in a row. Whoop-de-doo. You would think they won the damn Super Bowl. 23 in a row. Let me ask you guys down below in the comments. Are the Eagles going to snap their win streak? Because everybody cares about it so much. Will the Eagles win this game? John Harbaugh said that Lamar Jackson and all the other starters are not playing. The Eagles have not committed to playing or not playing any of their starters yet. I don't think they will, but I think the Eagles are going to beat them. How about that? Give me your thoughts down below. We'll get into the depth chart and a whole bunch of other stuff. But before we jump right into it, shout out to our sponsor of today's video, BetMGM. Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up using code ATOZPA and receive up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. Go bet on the Eagles and Ravens. Go put your money on the Birds to snap their streak. With BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever, so find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Sign up today with bonus code ATOZPA and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. All right, let's jump into it, man. So just a couple quick updates from camp. Nothing crazy going on, right? The Eagles getting near the tail end of their training camp practices. Joseph Nada, who was undrafted, has been getting some first-team reps. He's climbing the ranks a little bit. You know, could he end up making the roster? Might be a stretch. We'll talk about it more when we react. But right now, he's making some noise. Keep your eyes on Joseph Nada. Here's a video, not from today, but from about a week ago. Nice little tap there of the toes, right? Hey, he's got nice footwork, man. Let's see what he can do on this team. Also, Nakobe Dean was back at practice, right? I've been saying I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit concerned. But he is back. He's off the injury report, and he was a full go at Eagles training camp practice today. I am happy to hear that. Obviously, a couple other guys competing. Didn't know how serious the injury was, but they're going to need Nakobe Dean. They are going to need strong linebacker play. We're keeping our eyes on that. And shout out to Thomas Peterson. 5 players from last year's draft or undrafted free agent class have locked into starter spots so far, essentially. Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, Cam Jurgens, Reed Blankenship, Britton Covey. These guys continue to play well, man. Eagles, Howie Roseman continue to find some gems. What do you think about that? And before we jump right here into the depth chart, my favorite quote from Nolan Smith thus far. Right? We've had a lot. Here's what he had to say about playing in the preseason game on Saturday. He says, quote, "Man, if you've ever walked off the field with an injury, every time you go out there to practice to anything, I'm going balls to the wall. Balls to the wall. Quote of the year, baby. It doesn't matter. Preseason practice, I'm giving it my all because I remember the feeling in my heart when I couldn't play another snap. Most people think it's a game, but man, if you really live that shit day in and day out and you walk off that field and knowing, man, I don't know if that's going to be my last snap, well, you'll go hard, harder than you've ever been. Balls to the wall, baby." Nolan Smith is all in. I love this guy more than I did yesterday. He's going to be a freaking stud. When they look back, when the experts look back at this draft class, he's going to be the one guy that they continue to say, how the hell did he fall to the bottom of the first round to the Philadelphia Eagles? But all right, let's jump into the Eagles depth chart. First edition released. All right, man, here it is. Feast your eyes. Feast your eyes. Very fresh, very new. I was taking a look at this now. I do want to say, right, Dave Zangaro put on Twitter that this was put out by the Eagles communication department. All right, so I don't know if it was anybody close to the team or what, but you know, some of it looked normal, and then I started scratching my head like, what? Who put this thing together? So, you know, we got the wide receivers, right? I'm not going to go through each person, right? I'm looking down. I'm going through, okay, Cam Jurgens listed as the initial right guard. I mean, we expected that, right? Tyler Steen will probably be the backup. Lane Johnson, Dallas Goedert. Then we get to wide receiver right now. A.J. Brown, wide receiver 1, Devontae Smith, and Quez Watkins listed as number 3. We talked about Joseph Nada. Here he is all the way over here on the depth chart. Greg Ward, man, can't believe he's still with the team. Deion Kane, who's had a pretty good training camp. Britton Covey, Olamide Zaccheaus. So, yeah, I really don't know who is going to, make it behind those 3. It seems like those are going to be the cornerstones right there, obviously, of the wide receiver group. And then we'll have to wait and see how the rest plays out. Could be Joseph Nada. It could be Olamide Zaccheaus. Who knows, man? But then I look at running back, and then I think to myself, who the heck put this together? Who made this? That ain't no football. First off, why did they do my man Kennedy Brooks like this? Running back 1 is a combination of 5 players. Kenny Gainwell, Rashad Penny, and by the way, John McMullen did say that if the Eagles were to play a game, Kenny Gainwell would be running back 1. But you got Gainwell, Penny, Boston Scott, Sermon, and DeAndre Swift. First off, why Swift all the way at the end here? Maybe it's just alphabetical, but Kennedy Brooks really, they did him dirty, man. Why are they going to put him as running back 2 like that by himself? But anyway, that's weird. So then we go down to the defensive side, and this is where it gets a little spicy, right? Really, the main things I've been looking at are the running back room, the linebacker core, and safety. We just looked at running back, and that's like a whole kerfluffle. We get to the defensive line, right? The Eagles, in my opinion, have a lot of different combinations. It reminds me kind of 2017 a little bit, even last year, where, they're throwing out a second unit who's essentially as good as a starting caliber unit around the NFL. You have BG, Fletcher Cox, and boom, this is where I really look and say, okay, a decision has kind of been made here. Jordan Davis listed over Jalen Carter. Do you expect this? Will this remain this way? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. I think that this is probably fair as of right now, right? Jalen Carter, rookie coming in. Jordan Davis has slimmed down a lot, looking a lot quicker, faster, has a lot to prove this season. But what I will say right here is that this could change very abruptly. If Jalen Carter comes out, based on the reports we're hearing so far in camp, and he is wreaking havoc, I think Jalen Carter could leap up very quickly. I'm talking about 4 or 5 weeks into the season. So Jordan Davis, obviously buddy here, the Georgia Bulldogs, the Eagle Bulldogs now. But man, they're going to have some competition with each other, which I think will bring the best out of everybody. Josh Sweat listed as the other end. Of course, Derek Barnett will probably be the backup, and he loves fighting people at practice. So, we'll see if DB can make any impact on this team. And then we get to the linebacker room. Hassan Reddick, Nakobe Dean, there he is, obviously listed number 1. And this is where I get confused again. And now I'm really scratching my head because, okay, Christian Ellis, Nick Morrow fighting for the weak side spot. Why is Miles Jack listed as number 3 over here? Sean Bradley over Miles Jack? Is that how the depth chart is going? Because based off what we've been hearing, it's just not adding up. The math is not mathing right here. And I would have Miles Jack over Zach Cunningham. I would have him over Sean Bradley. I think Sean Bradley will probably, once again, be allocated as a special teamers. So what do you think about the linebacker room? Let me know down below. I was definitely scratching my head when I saw that. Nick Morrow apparently has not had a promising camp, so maybe it goes to Christian Ellis. Could the special teamers, really end up making an impact here? We'll see. Cornerback, obviously, Bradbury and Slay, but look at the backups for them, right? Josh Jobe and Keely Ringo. Keely Ringo's been having a great camp as well as Jobe, even though they did get beat on one deep play, but could this potentially be the duo for the future? They've been talking about this a lot when it comes to the Eagles. Obviously, you have Greedy Williams, they signed in the offseason, Mekhi Garner, Goodrich, right? I honestly think that these two are going to provide some really good depth, and then Avonte Maddox as your nickel. Then we get to safety. And here's where I'm looking yet again. Terrell Edmonds and Kayvon Wallace fighting for the second spot. The reports out of camp from pretty much every reporter is that Blankenship has the 1 spot locked down. And man, he's come a long way. Ever since he got his opportunity, he embraced it last year when CJ Gardner-Johnson went out. Sidney Brown, most likely going to be a backup to start the season. We heard some good things, but he's pretty much been, going with the second team. But who's it going to be? Terrell Edmonds or Kayvon Wallace? Who do you think? Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm almost starting to think Kayvon is going to finally get his opportunity. He did before. He just didn't, show up or show out. He didn't really prove himself for years now. But, if he gets a chance, right? I mean, there was a lot of hype on him coming out of Clemson, so hopefully he can get, acclimated and really contribute to this team. If not, Howie Roseman may be seeking on the market to go find somebody else. Aaron Siposs listed over the rookie Ty Zentner, and that is our depth chart. Boston Scott kick returner. I love that. I'm a Boston Scott guy. Which player do you think could end up making an impact in the first or second preseason game and earn a spot? Give me your thoughts down below. Overall, I think it's an okay depth chart, but there are some things I'm still questionable about, and I think things could rattle a little bit over the next couple weeks. Give me your thoughts down below in the comments section. As always, hit the like button, comment, subscribe. That being said, I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.